Bitch, you ain't 12. I've been waiting for this. Bitch, you ain't 12. 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 Bitch, you ain't 12.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rips. And of course, I am your host, your YouTube messiah, enough and imitated, never duplicated, superstar Tim Vicious. And gonna go over Raw this week. Was in Houston, Texas. But before we do, highlights. Gotta say, last week, Crown Jewel, that was a damn good show. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And on that note, two points I want to make about with Crown Jewel, the Saudi show. One, I have said this time and time and time again at the point of nauseum, to where I'm even getting sick of hearing myself say it. So what the fuck's that tell you? It's a way to help. I see no issue with it in the sense of it can be the wrestling shows can be used to help bridge a gap. You know, Saudi Arabia, you know, they don't have much Western culture, so this could be a chance to help bridge that gap a little. And I'm not saying we're gonna see like Starbucks on every corner or girls running around wearing fishnet stockings and shit, or corsets and all that jazz. No. I'm not talking that. I'm saying just a small step. And also, everyone that wanted to complain about saying, oh, the Saudi Arabia show was funded by blood money. It was all funded by Saudi princes' blood money, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I'll give you that benefit of the doubt and say, you're right on that. Let me ask you this, though. How bloody do you think... Let me ask you this. How much blood do you think's on the U.S. government's hands? Because let's be honest, we, and I always say we, speaking in regards to the U.S., have done some pretty nasty shit. You know? So, yeah. This is a literal case of throwing stones at glass houses. You want to go and complain and say that's blood money? Man, we've had fucking blood money coming out the ass here in the US for God knows how fucking long, to the point to where now it's just like people just ignore it and are like, yeah, well, that's the government for you. Fuck. So now that I'm done that, and before I wind up almost going and doing something stupid like talking about politics, let's switch gears, talk about last week via the SmackDown Rewind. It's the highlights from last week's SmackDown. It was the Fallout 2 Crown Jewel. It started out with Roman and Paul Heyman. Roman looking at Paul. Paul, you're not very good at your job, are you? You see, me though, oh, I'm great at mine. And Roman then proceeded to go on talking about on how he smashed and stacked and destroyed everyone that's been put in front of him. Brock Lesnar, Edge, Daniel Bryan, you know, every last one, every last person that has been put in front of him, he has taken down. And then he proceeds to go over a tweet Brock Lesnar put out there. Yes, that's right. Roman got Brock Lesnar so mad, Brock took to Twitter. Have fun with that. To which then it was something along the lines of, when I show up at SmackDown, I'm going to beat Roman I'm going to beat Roman senseless. And then Roman called Brock out. Brock showed up. There was a big pull apart, blah, 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 blah. After the big pull apart and there was like bodies flying everywhere, Adam Pearce then proceeded to go and say, because of those actions, Brock Lesnar is indefinitely suspended. Brock then proceeded to beat the crap out of Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce and then walked off into the sunset. And I know, some of y'all are going to go and say, oh, well, they did that shit before years ago with Seth and Brock, blah. Dude, it's fucking wrestling. 99.9999999% of the stories are all the same shit, just respun in different fucking ways. I mean, god damn, dude. Just seriously. Either way, other big highlights from SmackDown. Drew McIntyre made a triumphant SmackDown debut. Unfortunately, it was at a cost. His match was against Sami Zayn, but the casualty was not Sami, no. The casualty, in fact, was we no longer have Sami Zayn's ska music. That's right. His beloved ska music that he's had since his NXT days is now gone. Bye-bye. Sorry. Promised myself I wouldn't cry. Gotta stay strong. Other big highlights. Other big highlights. Let's see. Well, Mansoor had a rematch with Mustafa Ali. Mansoor got the win. Not that much of a shocker there. They did a lot of video highlight packages for a lot of the people in there coming up on the show. Xavier Woods had his kingly coronation, which was very much so well deserved. Nakamura had a match with Corbin, which, you know, given the recent history of Nakamura taking the crown for Corbin and Corbin getting all beaten and disheveled looking, kind of makes sense in that way, you know. And then probably one of the bigger highlights from the show was, and I'll get into the reason in a minute, Becky and Charlotte had to do a title exchange, very much so in the same way New Day and the Street Profits did a few years, some time ago. And well, this is on how it basically went down. Charlotte, you want it? Boom. Dropped it. Over on the side. Everyone made a big thing out of it, saying, oh my god, she's being so disrespectful. She's already mentally checked out. She's just saying, fuck this shit, walking out. She's gonna leave. And then, then the dirt sheet jerk-offs go and run with it, making stories saying Charlotte was escorted out of the building that night with fucking security and all this jazz. It's wrestling. Everything is a work until it's not a work. Now let's just say for the benefit of the doubt, and again, this is a big benefit of the doubt, if those dirt sheet jerk-offs are right, and Charlotte was escorted out with security. How the fuck do you know maybe that wasn't planned in advance, just so that way all the little dirt sheet jerk-offs, cronies and their stooges go and call and say, hey, listen, Ashley Flair wound up having to get taken out with security around her. No, seriously, I'm not kidding this. Go and run with it. Yeah. It's wrestling. Everything is a work until it's not a work. Good example. Let's go into the Wayback Machine and rewind the clock a few years ago. Corey Graves made a joke about Booker T on Monday Night Raw, and Booker got hot on it. And I mean seriously fucking mad hot on it, and ripped Corey a new one on Booker's podcast. And everyone was up in arms over it. And then a few weeks later, Corey Graves wound up getting on Booker T's show and wound up saying, nah, dude, we were just messing with everyone. We were working everyone. Like I said, everything's a work until it's not. So, yeah. Anyways, that's the big highlights from SmackDown. So with that said, let's get into this week's show. It starts off with Big E coming out, talking about on how he's doing the Mick Foley cheap pop like call for Houston, saying that he's here, he's ready to take on all contenders and challengers, and then out comes Seth Rollins, dressing like a complete fucking psycho. Gotta love the Drip God character because, you're never quite sure on what kind of sense of fashion he's going to have this week. But Seth comes out, then proceeds to go and say, it's his time for the title. And then we get Ray coming out. Rey Mysterio comes out, says he wants one more round at being champion, and then proceeds to talk about his credentials. And then Finn Balor comes out, proceeds to talk about his credentials. Then Kevin Owens comes out and proceeds to talk about his credentials. And then ups the ante by talking about on how in Houston even, in this very arena, in this very ring, and in this very spot, I pinned you, Seth, to win the Universal title. Your head was right here. Your feet were right about where Rey Mysterio was, right about where Rey was, and then proceeded. And then there was a big brouhaha brawl. Then Sonya Deville came out. Gotta love the fact that Sonya was only there and not Adam Pearce, playing to Pearce having a shit kicked out of him. Then proceeded to go and make a fatal 4-way ladder match later on in the night for the #1 contendership, with Seth having a huge screaming Mimi tantrum. Like, seriously, you'd have thought he was like a 12-year-old girl getting her cell phone taken away. Screaming on how he deserves it. It's his time. He should have the match. He should just have a title shot. And then, and now we get to the first match of the night. Triple threat tag match. Winner of this will actually face the tag champs later on in the night. Excuse me. Street Profits, Robert Roode, Dolph Ziggler, and Otis and Chad Gable. Now, nice, good, solid start with Gable and Montez Ford. These two guys really impressed me with what the shit they were doing. Like, holy fuck. Whoa. I dug the shit out of it, and then Ford, he proceeded to be the punching bag. Then proceeded to start to become the punching bag. Dawkins got the hot tag in, started cleaning up house. If I had to pick apart something that I did not like in this match, it was on lack of Otis being used, and when he was used, he was more so just used as a double team punching bag glut. And when I say that, let me explain to give a little context on that. Like, the Street Profits wound up having to do double team moves to knock Otis out. And then, boom, he was down. Like, you didn't see much of Otis in the match. And I just can't help but think, like, they showed before that, Otis has got this mean streak on him now. I'd really like to fucking see it go. I mean, the guy can. He fucking won me over. But, either way. The match came to an end when, at one point, Omos came out. Proceeded to go and toss Montez Ford like he was a piece of trash to the side. Dawkins was like, no, man, nah. Went to go take a jab at him. Omos caught him, wham, cracked him in the face. And then Roode and Ziggler proceeded to hit him with a spinebuster zigzag combo. 1, 2, 3. That is it. So, your winners are Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. We'll get to their match later on. But now, next up, we have Zelina Vega, now being referred to as Queen Zelina, given she just received a coronation prior to this match, going against Doudrop. And this proceeded to be because Zelina, she got her Queen's coronation, very much so in the same way Woods did. Then she cut a promo saying that as the Queen, she'll be nice, kind, generous, mean, ruthless, aggressive, evil, all of the above, because when you're at the top, you have to be all of it. And yes. Also, gotta say, Tommy End, you are one hell of an overachieving son of a bitch, being able to nab Zelina Vega. Now that I've said that, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get hit in the back of the head for that, if you already feel the phantom pain from that, out comes Doudrop, and, real funny to think about real quick. they signed Eva Marie, and then the biggest highlight out of bringing Eva Marie back was that Viper Nevin wound up getting brought up to the main roster. Isn't it interesting on how things kind of work out that way? You know, almost as if they only brought Eva in for a short term, just for this. I know, right? Either way, Doudrop played the power game, knocking her down, tossing her around for a bit. And then Zelina, she started getting some good cheap shots in. Wound up hitting a really good hit, code breaker, jumping off the top, and then boom, caught a code breaker face buster on her. And then, gotta love this because, yeah, she's a heel. Played real good with dirty tactics. Went to go undo the turnbuckle padding. Ref yelling at her, ripping her a new one about it. Like, oh, backing off. And as the ref's going and readjusting the turnbuckle padding, she goes, grabs a queen scepter, wham! Clocks Doudrop right in the face with it. So, then proceeds to go for the 1, 2, 3. That is it. And yes, your winner, the Queen, Zelina. Next up, we got Damian Priest doing a well, they call it a #1 contenders challenge, or a championship contenders match, where if you win, you get a title shot down the line. Maybe it's me and maybe I'm stuck in this mindset, but Ring of Honor did the very same thing. They called it, you know, they didn't call it that. And Christ, now I'm drawing a blank on what the fuck they called it. God damn it! You know, but either way, I like that concept of you're going against the champion. It's a non-title match, but if you win this non-title match, you get a shot later on down the line. You know? But either way, Damian Priest wound up going against T-Bar, and Priest came out with new music, and I'm not going to lie, I actually dug it. I like his new music a lot more than his old one. And I'm not saying it in a disparaging way, it's just I like the rhythm, I like the flow of it. Not only that, it kind of goes with him. T-Bar, he came out, he's still walking around with that like Mad Max Fury Road kind of gear looking on him. I'm probably going to phase out, that'll probably get phased out in time, you know, but patience. Patience. Now, again, speaking of Ring of Honor, these two were two big Ring of Honor guys that I saw, you know, and I saw, you know, just speaking from my personal perspective and my viewing, but I saw them two grow in Ring of Honor and just seeing where they were, where they started compared to now, even if they're in the mediocre mid-card spot in WWE. Dude, that's a hell of a leap compared to where you were, though. And you know, as much as I love ROH, I do. Call it like it is. WWE's the big leagues, man. Ring of Honor, that's like playing in the minors. Either way, this was a great, solid big man kind of fight. I absolutely loved it. I dug the shit out of this match. My favorite kind of matches I always like seeing when you got two big giant guys, and they're actually athletic and can move and work. Not just like when you got two big bulky guys slamming into each other like you're slamming two giant LJM figures. You know, I like when you see two big athletic guys like, whoa, okay, I didn't expect to see that dude be able to move like that. That's what I fucking love seeing. And, you know, I dug the shit out of this match. It came to an end through a disqualification when they started fighting on the outside. Priest wound up throwing T-Bar over the commentating table. He then proceeded to pick up Corey Graves' chair and throw it at Priest. Shades of Jerry Springer. I was just waiting for the crowd to start yelling, Jerry, Jerry, Jerry. Unfortunately, no one did. But Priest then got hit with that. The ref called for the bell, and then Priest just looked like, oh, motherfucker, no, you did not. And then proceeded to go and put T-Bar on the ass end of an ass whooping. Yeah. Next matchup we got Carmella going against Liv Morgan. Definitely needed the heart pills for this. Whew. Good Lord Almighty. Carmella's still wearing that mask of hers, and yeah, kind of looks like one part freaky, scary, kind of creepy sex vibes, kind of sex club vibes mask. But at the same time, I'm just thinking, you know, I kind of get it. Where I get the reasoning. You know, she wants to go and highlight on how she's the most beautiful woman in the company. Okay. Well, if this is the moneymaker, you have to protect the moneymaker, right? So there go the mask. I get the reasoning. Now, does that say that I like it or I'm going with it? No. I'm just saying I get it. I get it. It ain't funny, but I get it. You know? Now, as far as this match went, this match was really damn good, like the ones they put on SmackDown. Nice back and forth. Carmella got the win, though. How that came to be, and it was really nice on how that happened. They were tussling, moving around a little. No, not that kind of tussling. Moving around. Liv went to go catch her with a clothesline. Carmella flowed over, wham! Caught her with that X Factor face buster. 1, 2, 3, that was it. And then the next matchup, we got Keith Lee going against Cedric Alexander, and you can guess on how this went. This was a squash. Yeah, they brought back the Hurt Business just to have them turn into jobbers. Fuck! Yeah. Next matchup, we got Dominik Mysterio going against Austin Theory, and this came to be because they showed Dominik talking to Ray about being ready for the ladder match, and then Theory coming over like, oh, right, I was such a huge fan of yours growing up. Still, can I get a selfie with you? And then he looks down. Maybe you could take it for us. And then Dominik starts giving him shit, and it's like, you know what? How about I just go and take one view in the ring? So then we proceed to this match, Dominik versus Austin Theory. A lot of good action, a lot of good back and forth, and you know, I've noticed a pattern tonight. There was a lot of back and forth action during the show. Get my damn words right. Not enough for Botch to call for a slap, but it was getting there. A lot of good back and forth during the course of the night. You know, almost as if they set it up that way instead of just having, you know, heels being dominant or faces being dominant. You know, but this is a damn good match, and yes, the shit about Theory, you know, it is what it is. Is he a creep? Is he a creep? Yes. Is he a dick? Yes. But, and I'm not saying the talent outweighs it, but think of the right way to say this. You can not like the person, but appreciate the character. Like, separate the man from the character. Like, we'll say, for example, trying to think, good example here. Chris Evans. You know Chris Evans as he is, but you are able to separate Chris Evans from his role in, like, Captain America, or in Scott Pilgrim versus the World, or in Not Another Teen Movie. You know? You separate the man from the character. Just that simple. But as far as the match went, damn good. Liked it. Theory got the win, hitting the ATL. I'm going to call it now. If Theory can keep himself on track And I say that as in, like, not doing nothing stupid to get suspended or fired or called back to being in NXT or anything. I could definitely see Theory being a champion within the next, and I'm not saying world champion, I'm just saying a champion in general. I could definitely see him being a champion within the next 2, maybe 3 years down the road. So now we come to the tag match between Riddle and Orton going against Roode and Ziggler. The baby faces that were leading with right up until near the break when Riddle got taken out, and then Riddle proceeded to get put on the ass end of an ass whooping, and then Randy proceeded to be, and then Randy was the punching bag post break, which I'm not gonna lie was a shocker, because I'm just thinking, well, Randy? Okay, that's different. And we all know how much I like different, but like, damn, okay, that's different. Cool. So yeah, Riddle wound up getting a hot tag in, started doing good, cleaning up, and then the ending. Ziggler and Riddle were fighting with each other over were having a roll-up fight. And yes, a roll-up fight. Like, it was, I have a roll-up. Oh, I'm going to counter it into another roll-up. And then back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Until Riddle got the win, 1, 2, 3, via a fucking roll-up. Gonna need the heart pills for this one, but it's... yeah. Death to roll-ups. Fucking sick of roll-up finishes. So let's end the show with the last match of the night. Fatal 4-way ladder match. The winner gets to be the #1 contender or go against Big E for the title at a later point in time. Rey Mysterio, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, and Seth Rollins. Before I do that, we're going to put a pin in this match because I'm going to return to it in a minute. Sidebar here, and I know I can't be the only one that thinks this. Is it just me, or does Finn Balor's entrance music seem like something you would get a low-key lap dance to? Seriously? I'm the only one that thinks that? God damn, guys! Way to make me feel like the creepy perv. Okay, let's get back to the match now. So as far as the match goes, I dug on how it opened. Seth getting in everyone's face, everyone going taking a shot at him, and then KO going to focus on him, putting a lot of focus on him at the start. Then seeing Finn and Rey. I didn't know I needed to see a Finn Balor versus Rey Mysterio match until I saw them two standing apart from each other in the ring. And all I could think is, you got Finn Balor, the founding father of Bullet Club, one of the biggest stars from New Japan Pro Wrestling, and then you got Rey Mysterio, one of the time-honored legends that are still walking around, talking legends of Lucha Libre, who was, made a name for himself all over the world, not even talking about time in ECW, WCW, and WWE. And just, all I could think is, you can make an argument of this being New Japan versus AAA right here and in a WWE ring. That'd be, that's something right there. That is. But, yeah, now let's move forward. Really, this was a banger of a match. It was chaos all around, as you would expect, because not only is it a Fatal 4-Way, it's a Fatal 4-Way with a ladder, with ladders. So, hey, instead of just having a normal bonfire, we're going to have a bonfire and then dump 10 gallons of nitro on top of it. So, yeah, that's on how that went. This was a damn good match. I fucking liked it. I dug the carnage. Well, don't want to say carnage because I don't. No, it wasn't that bad. But I dug the shit out of this match because it was a hell of a good match. I dug the hell out of it. It came to an end. Rollins got the win on how that came to be. Kevin Owens powerbombed Rey Mysterio through a table that he pulled out from under the ring. So that took Rey out of the match at the end. And then Rollins took Kevin Owens out of the match when Owens, he went to go powerbomb damn it. Owens went to go powerbomb Rollins out of the ring. Rollins went and stopped it. Few kicks right to his head while he was in the prone position. And then reversed it into a backdrop where KO landed on a ladder that was propped in between the ring apron and the commentator's table, and then which made the ladder crunch. As that's going on, and we're seeing the carnage on that, Finn hobbling himself over, trying to work his way up the ladder, and then Rollins proceeds to go knock Finn off the ladder, hits him with a curb stomp, and then, like any other wrestler climbing the ladder, I did it! Rollins got the win. And then as he gets the win and he's walking back, Big E then comes out, and then they have a stare down. You won that. Good on you. Good on you. And Rollins, that title's mine. That's mine. It's only a matter of time. It's mine. And then he gets an interview backstage, pretty much emphasizing the same thing. So, yeah, that is it for this week's show. So, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes when you can. Make sure y'all look for me on the Twitter at Tim Vicious. Also, folks, thank you to my executive producer, Ali Ray Ben, who did provide the music for this week's show. Make sure y'all check it out. It's on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud. All that good shit. Details are down below. Also, thank you to contributor show LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. There are a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Also, folks, make sure you, like I said, like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the episodes when you can, and make sure y'all follow these cool ass cats right here on that Twitter. Kenny Killer DSB_IV, Diabolical RA, Sergeant Curry Pants, and Dubs in your face. And folks, like I always say, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck you.